Be anybody really who's brought the royal family into such disrepute as this particular disgraced BBC journalist. We're talking of course about Martin Bashir. Now one would have thought that after the debacle last year and of course the ongoing sort of battle between the BBC and Princess Diana's brother Earl Spencer, a lot of things would have been rectified, but sadly not, and now there's a new battle looming against the BBC by someone very close to Earl Spencer. Let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here. Nice to see you as ever. This particular story, we just dive straight in because to me it's just absolutely despicable. I mean, I truly believe, and I often say this on the show, it must have been very difficult for Diana to go through those last few years of her life because, obviously once she'd done that big interview with the BBC Panorama programme, engineered without fault, some might say, by the disgraced BBC journalist Martin Bashir, then of course you would have believed things. We have to remember this was in an age of pre-internet as such. It was in the early infancy, so nobody really knew how things worked. Forged documents and stuff like that, yes, they've been around for years, but these were brilliant forged documents. Now what's interesting here is the former security chief to Earl Spencer has decided now to sue the BBC himself for around about £60,000, which is a lot of money, let me tell you. And that's because, of course, it was his bank statements that were used in the forgery. And as ever, we have to say allegedly at this point. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because, of course, as he pointed out, he's received a lot of distress from this. And yeah, you can imagine that, He possibly passed some of his stuff over in good faith. And then they were used by Mr. Bashir, again, allegedly, to forge these documents that were then presented to the late Princess Diana as proof of what was going on. And when you think about it, we, the public, only really know the tip of the iceberg about the true story with Panorama and Diana. Obviously the BBC do know a lot more, but have been able to suppress it, and we can't get into it. I'm sure in years to come some document box will be opened. But for now, if the BBC felt that this particular disgraceful behaviour, not just by them, but of course by one of their shining stars of the corporation, was over, seemingly not. And Mr. Wallow, I don't believe, will be the only one coming forward. What I do find strange, and I find this incredibly strange, is that Mr. Bashir has not had to forego any of the salary that the BBC paid him for years, seemingly, they claim, unaware of what truly went on during that period. But either way, he's not had to give any money back. Now, while he's damaged so many lives, you have to wonder, don't you, exactly what damage this could do furthermore to the once respected British Broadcasting Corporation moving forward, and of course the legacy of Diana. Now, they've said that they're never going to show this particular interview ever again. But of course, in the world of digital media, that means nothing. It's all over the internet, there as a stark reminder of just what a grave mistake so many people made without checking on a lady who was so well loved by the British public. And this clearly must have deeply affected her thinking moving forward, and her thoughts and actions and reasons as to why she decided finally to sit down with this disgraced journalist. As ever, when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the heart of London.